pretty eyes me take though.
Damn, shit, you doing another show for pretty eyes?
I can't deny her though. They my bestie. She's my bestie. That's my bestie. Your pair of eyes had me paralyzed. Toxic nigga, but you made me to a better girl. Smoke, but with you on forever, ever. I can watch you all day, girl, like you televised. Think like this nigga, they ain't never lied. I lived the beaches alone, I had to pick a side. Look in your eyes, girl, you were hypnotized. Of course, it was your breasts, hips, and them damn thighs. Close my eyes, I'm still mesmerized. Get mad at my bestie, I tried. That's my bestie, my pretty.
I heard she's the one, she's got it going on. That's my pretty eyes, baby. Yeah, yeah. She don't take no mess. My bestie is the best. That's my pretty eyes, baby. Yeah, yeah. I heard she's the one, she's got it going on. That's my pretty eyes, baby.
Hey, what up? What up? Hey, Stu, how are you? Hey, Daniel, how are you? Anyways, this is not this is a different live. I wanted to talk about this whole situation. It feels like we're in a divide, and it doesn't help with the president being the way he is. So I will, my brother is coming up here to help me because it's hard. What's up, Bondi? It's hard to talk by myself on certain subjects. So, I'm just waiting for him to join. I'm going to hurry up and find this, clip that I need. Okay, stop. That is not what I wanted. Okay, fine. Let me go to YouTube. Oh, shoot. YouTube, thank you. Just give me a moment. Oh, that's my bro right there. What's up, bro?
Hola, sis.
How goes it? I would have been on camera today, but yeah, my camera said nada. I don't know what goes on. I don't know why it's being a jerk face. Like, it goes dark. Like, I can have all the million lights on in the world, and it's still dark. So
it is okay. It is okay. Well, let me just say hello to the chat real quick. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's going on with you, brother? It's been a minute. How you doing? Let's see, we got Vondi Gaming. What's going on, Vondi? Hope all is well. Stu Vision. Salute. Hope everybody in the chat is doing well. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, great. Because the week is going by so fast.
Thanks for making me think about that first.
I thought about it for a split second. I'm like, is it Tuesday? Sure it ain't Monday? No.
Come on, I want the full speech. Oh, it's 42 minutes? No, I don't want that then.
Not 42
Give me
minutes.
what I want.
Let me go ahead and put my camera on just for 1 second because I have a hat that fits the state of the world right now.
Oh, hold on. I got it.
Crazy.
Oh shit!
Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think this is. I don't want to use ABC. No. Or no. Where the heck is him at? Where's he at? I'm just gonna play this 1 minute clip. Screw it.
All right.
They
Ru-
nabbed me. They nabbed me. I guess they nabbed me, huh? Okay, let's see. Hold on. Oh, I don't really want to hear about you. Okay, we don't care about that. I just want to hear not what you want to tell me. Okay, F you. Why can't you just be diplomatic? Okay. Pause. 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 Studio. Present. Share screen. I always usually say that. Okay, we're ready.
Here we go.
And his basic method never changed. It never really changed. He stayed the same person also. At every campus event, Charlie asked the people who disagreed with him to come forward, and instead of silencing them, he handed them a microphone and let them speak. And he'd convinced so many of them. It was a pretty amazing thing to watch, actually.
Anyway,
Shortly before Charlie arrived on campus, the day he was assassinated, a staff member texted him that there were many critics and students who were opposed to his views, and rather strenuously in the crowd. And that actually made him feel good because he wanted to convince them. He understood. He really did. He understood what was right. And he was right about that. A lot of it was based on common sense, by the way. Charlie wrote back to the staff member saying, "I'm not here to fight them. I want to know them and love them, and I want to reach them and try and lead them into a great way of life in our country." In that private moment on his dying day, we find everything we need to know about who Charlie Kirk truly was. He was a missionary with a noble spirit and a great, great purpose. He did not hate his opponents. He wanted the best for them. That's where I disagreed with Charlie. I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry. I am sorry, Erica. But now Erica can talk to me and the whole group, and maybe they can convince me that that's not right, but I can't stand my opponent.
We thank you for watching, and
no, don't thank us for watching, because that's horrible. Jordan, what do you think about that?
That's all I could think of. Just hearing that.
Like, I'm
Oh.
sorry, but you can't just go around and like spew the things you spew and say that you're positive and you're a pro-lifer and you're good for all humanity. I'm sorry, you just can't do that. That's no. No. Why would he say that at a memorial service?
You figure at a memorial service, you would be free of politics. Irrespective of the incident that may have happened that may have involved politics, you figured that it wouldn't be involved in that, right? He couldn't help himself.
Nope.
Couldn't help himself. It's the same old tangent. Same. He probably honestly thought that he was at another campaign rally for a second and had to look around at everybody in black going, no, this isn't it.
It's really not. It wasn't it. And I hate to say this, but I'm just tired of like the finger pointing all the time. It's the left side. Oh, it's the right side. How come you guys just can't meet in the middle and realize that you're different and you hold different views? Like, I feel like, okay, I really hate that I'm in politics. I'm watching politics now. When I was a kid, didn't pay no mind to it. Didn't care in the world. Mm-hmm. I still voted, but you think I cared? No, I was just doing what's right. My rights. Right to vote, right to be heard. Supposedly, now it's like, but he's always on my TV. He's always on my TV, and he can't wait to hear something bad in the world so he could just hurry up and blame the other side. And for him to fire, I would try to get Jimmy Kimmel fired for his comments that weren't bad. Like, okay, Charlie Kirk believed in free speech. He wouldn't want that.
Not at all.
Just because somebody critiques you, maybe that's the kind of critique that you need to hear, but you've refused to hear because you're such a narcissist.
It's funny how freedom of speech works, right? Like most people feel like there is freedom of speech when it's something that you want to say or they want to say, but as soon as it's something that they don't want to, that they don't like or they don't want to hear, now all of a sudden free speech is bad, and we need to censor that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about freedom of speech. We don't have to like everything that each other is saying, but as long as we acknowledge that you have a right to do it, so long as it's not threatening or anything like that. So long as it's not anything like that, you should know that you have a right to do that. And I feel like most people, they just let their politics and they let their feelings get in the way of just being sensible, being a sensible human.
Like, okay, another thing, like you can't go around saying the J word, anything bad about Jews. You just can't, because then you're an anti-Semitic. You're this, you're that, you're all the above. When half the time it ain't even against Jewish people. It's their government. Not the Jewish citizens, but the government. And as much as I hate Candace Owens, that woman, I think she's on to something. Because they want to hide behind religion when it's convenient. It always seems like it. All of a sudden, Donald Trump is such a Christian. F that. You're not a Christian. Like, when have we ever seen you be like that? Very Christian, you know. I mean, look at God. Never preached hate. He said, you know, understand your enemy, love your enemy. Well, we're different for a reason. We were made in his image for a reason. And that means we're different for a reason. Like if everybody had the same mindset and everything, this world would be boring as heck. Now, some people I think we do without. Yeah, I think we all could. You know, I'll think that way. But at the same time, I wouldn't want anything bad to happen just because I may not agree with them. No. But anyways, let me bring this up.
I got to give Candace Owens credit. I don't always agree with her politics either, but she got a set of balls on her.
Yes.
I mean, listen, there may be a lot of people on this earth who feel like, okay, they may have their opinions about black people and black women, and honestly, Charlie Kirk, he had his opinions on black women. It's another topic, but you may say what you want, but there's no way they can't look at Candace Owens and go, you know what, though? This woman, when she's about living her truth, and she will go balls to the wall for her truth. And even though I may not agree with said truth, I can respect the grind and the hustle. I better respect the grind and the hustle.
Right.
She's risking her life to try to give us some information that we may not have been privy to, or to try to give us another angle that people was not thinking of at first. Got to give her credit.
Okay. This is what she's got balls for.
Who specifically came out and said that Bibi killed Charlie Kirk, but now that he's for the second time denying that he is, people are going, what's actually going on here?
Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda minister, said that the bigger the lie, the faster it will spread. Well, somebody has fabricated a monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder. This is insane. It is false. It is outrageous. Charlie Kirk was a giant, a once-in-a-century talent who defended freedom, defended America, defended our common Judeo-Christian civilization. Charlie loved Israel. He loved the Jewish people. He told me so in a letter that he sent me just a few months ago. One of my greatest joys as a Christian, he said, is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews to protect Judeo-Christian civilization. He encouraged me to make the case directly to the American people about how vital Israel is to U.S. national security. He told me, the Holy Land is so important to my life, it pains me to see support for Israel slip away. Now, if Charlie disagreed with a policy of mine or a decision here and there, not only did I not mind, I welcomed it. This is the essence of Charlie. This is the essence of a free country. It's exactly what Charlie stood for. And I knew that his suggestions always came from the heart, from his love for Israel and from his love for the Jewish people. A few weeks before his death, I spoke to Charlie. I invited him to visit Israel again. And sadly, that won't happen. Now some are peddling these disgusting rumors, perhaps out of obsession, perhaps with Qatari funding. What I do know is this: Charlie Kirk was a great man, and a great man deserves honor, not lies. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. May your memory be a blessing.
I don't know, guys. That Israeli propaganda just ain't hitting the same. You're not making people feel comfortable with the fact that you keep coming out to have to deny something that certainly wasn't asserted by me on this program. And you're doubling down on your lie. I told you to publish the full letter that Charlie wrote you, not lines of it. Okay? It's a lie by omission. And to stop mentioning the fact that you invited him to Israel just 2 weeks ago without mentioning the fact that he declined to go. Am I lying? Can anybody actually work and assert that I am lying? You can say my name. Candace Owens lied. Charlie said, I'd love to go to Israel. Charlie said, I'd love to have you on my radio show. They have sent the hounds out, but they're unable to actually dispute the words that are coming out of my mouth. I don't know who specifically.
Hey, Hassan.
How you doing, Hassan? I hope all is well, Hassan. She was squirming through that whole video. You could just see it. She was like, ugh.
It made her sick.
Oh, yeah.
Because I should have had you. Because Charlie was like starting to kind of look at Israel a little different. And not the people. Let me stress this again, not the people. The government, yes. And not necessarily Bibi or whatever his name is. Bibbidi boppity boo. I mean, but she's right. Like, why are you bringing this up twice now when nobody implied that it was you? There was funding pulled away from him. I want to know why. I want to know what's going on here. Is it because he was speaking out? Because he didn't feel like it was right that Israel claimed it was ethnic cleansing and is committing genocide on their citizens, making them starve, bombing back and forth on the Gaza Strip? I mean, come on. Everybody with two eyes. We may not see with the same view with those two eyes, but I mean, come on. When it's more than one person saying it, it makes me think. Just like the whole Russian whatever in our politics. Do I feel like people over yonder are in our politics? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. However, I would never accuse somebody of anything. Like she didn't. She didn't accuse anybody of doing anything. All she said was the FBI was hiding stuff. But how she came up with that, she's the one exposing it. I let her expose it. But for them to take funding away from Charlie, and it's not just a little donation, it was a big donation, and asked him to go to Israel, yet she says he was not going. Absolutely not going.
She's supposedly getting death threats now, isn't she?
I don't know if she is. And if she is, that girl needs to freaking be, I mean, bulletproof everything on her. I mean, because look at what happened to Charlie. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't know. You don't know. And she's a part of Turning Point. She's a part of Charlie's legacy. You know, his whole, I mean, when he first became that or found that business, his nonprofit, she knew him. She even knew him before Erica. So I think out of everybody, she would know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting time for Candace Owens, because you figure after what happened with Charlie and the fact that Candace Owens is expressing her, freedom of speech, that there would be a lot more people on her side and a lot more people protecting this woman. And it seems to be quiet a little bit. Now, I may be wrong on that, but I want to start to see some rallying around Candace Owens. I feel like at this time, I can't believe I'm saying this in 2025, but Candace Owens need to be protected right now.
Yeah.
She's going down a dark, deep rabbit hole. And all I can do is just sit back and listen.
And the love she has for Charlie after his views and opinions on people, I commend her. I commend her that she is fighting hard for him. I may not agree. Like I said, I don't agree with the whole DEI stuff. I don't agree with the abortion stuff. There's a lot of things I don't agree with Charlie on. But, however, he does practice the normal matriarch society, fascism territory, that kind of stuff. So, do I think she may have a point? Yeah, maybe. Because how is it that, what is it? Whoopi Goldberg. Sorry to use his name because everybody thinks he's crazy. Kanye West. Cat Williams. A lot of people speak out about this. And then they're called anti-Semitic, and it's like, no, we're not saying the people. Like, get that out of your head. We think that the Jewish government has their hands in all our stuff. Why? So they can stay allies with us. So when they're doing some stuff like, going Hamas and all that, going to war with Palestine over Gaza, I mean, but you're pro-life. You should be anti-war. You should be anti anybody getting hurt. Because why? There's a life there. But I see and I showed those clips because I see a lot of people are hating each other rather than hating the ones that are, I guess, in charge of us. I guess it's a free country, but apparently we have to have a leader and all that great stuff. And I understand. I understand. Like, they don't want us all going crazy. Of course, we have to have rules. But still, at the same time, like, I feel like laws, you starting to tell people who they can be, who they can't be, if they should go to school or don't go to school because that's a left doctrinated education right there. All this other stuff, but how about it's a humanity like education? Because I don't see people on the left side wanting to do away with people that are gay, that are black. Now, they may have their own nuances and craziness, and some of them aren't so good. I mean, hell, we just got rid of the president. The freaking not the lights went out in Georgia, you know. So I get there, but there's going to be corrupt in those government entities. So I feel like, and I'm the type of person, I'll tell you, I don't like either side. I think they use this as a ploy. And I really feel like they're in it together. They act like they're fighting. They put on a good show, right? But to me, that's not it. That's not it. And to where I see like more of us fighting each other rather than coming together, like that's why I titled it State of the World Today. Is it ever going to happen? Will we ever get past that? Probably not.
T, number one, you preaching tonight. Let me just say that. Okay. I appreciate everything you're saying right now because you're right. So many years and so many decades we talk about world peace, and then it seems like as the years go by, we seem to be getting farther and further from world peace. Yeah. It's funny how that works. So everything that you just said was perfect, and I certainly appreciate you for saying it.
Thank you. I mean, because I was never brought up to like say, oh, you look different than me. Oh, you love different than me. Oh, you do this different than me. So I gotta hate you? No. I should love the beauty that you're different. We all should love each other because we're different. We should respect each other because we're different. We may not have to agree, but at the same time, like I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to anybody. Maybe Trump. But
T.
I'm sorry, he's not the same president he was 4 years, 8 years ago. Like he's just not. I think he's also being manipulated in some capacity.
I mean,
because Mr. Anti-No War, why are you letting it go on this song?
Why did you create a department called the Department of War?
Right.
I think it's definitely time for people to start getting real about Trump now. We're getting to Joe Biden level of just, what did he just say?
Right.
Like, what did he do? Like, we're getting to those levels now. And if you could do it for the previous president just because he had a D next to his name, you should be able to do the same for anybody, including this guy. The tribalism in this country is being tested right now because I'm sorry, there's a whole lot of things that we can get into, and I can start spewing them if you want.
Go ahead. I'm here for it.
There's a lot of topics where I'm just looking at it and I'm just like, guys, everything that you supposedly voted for, it's not coming true. And they're throwing it in your face that it's not going to happen. Okay. The biggest example are the files of a certain Steen. Might be of a variety if you can read, between the lines. The man ran on those files being released.
Yep.
I spoke to several people personally who said one of the reasons they voted for him was the release of those files.
Where's the JFK files?
They're straight up telling you it's no big deal. Move on. Yeah, you wanted the files, but the files aren't going to be released. Move on. That's what they're telling you. And then got the nerve to wrap it up in a bow and call it a Democratic hoax.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, people.
All the left side, Jordan. That's what I'm getting at.
Wake the hell up, okay? Understand what happened. You got used. And then to think that you possibly voted for the best friend of one of the biggest pedophiles in American history? I'll shut my mouth now.
Yeah. It's noisy out here, but hey. Um, no, I totally agree with you. Yeah, like I'm tired of this committee meetings day after day, and Kash Patel doing the one thing he said he was adamant he was going to do. I will release those files, even if Donald Trump's name's on them. Where are they? Now you want to say, oh, they're back. The courts, the judges signed off on it. We can't release certain documents. You said that wasn't going to be the issue, sir. But now you want to tiptoe, patty cake, patty whack, all around the bone, about these Epstein files. I still haven't seen the MLK files. All I heard was a person talk about how he was a criminal and all this other stuff. And it's like, of course, you want to demonize people because they stood for something you don't like. They did something you didn't like. The whole DEI, the one thing that he stood tall about, him and JFK. Let's be clear about that. Those two men, we deserve to see what happened. We're tired of all the people on the right side saying, oh, it was George Bush, or on the left side saying it was George Bush on the grassy knoll. We're tired with the MLK stuff. One says he was shot, the other says he was stabbed. Which one is it? Why can't we see them? What are they hiding? That's why I think, and that goes full circle into what I'm just going to say right now. That is why I have no faith in the FBI investigating Charlie Kirk's assassination. And for them to jump the gun and say, oh, well, it's a leftist, it's this or that. And then they try to demonize his partner because they're gay. 1, 2, I guess he's transitioning. How does that make them a bad person? Just because they love differently and they felt like they were born in the wrong body. How does that affect your life? It don't. But you want to demonize it. You want to insist. So everybody's insisting, oh, he knew more. He knew more. There's a lot of times you could live with somebody and they could be a complete stranger to you. You not know what they're thinking or anything, especially if you don't talk that much. So that's why I'm like kind of, okay, what's Candace got to say next? Because I agree with her. You cannot trust the FBI because the FBI is the right-hand man's with Trump. Just like their right-hand men to defend Democrats, I don't trust either side with the FBI. Like, why are they even in the White House? You get what I'm saying? I thought the CIA was for that. And Secret Service. I didn't know that the FBI was like hand in hand all of a sudden.
Yep. President can fire and hire an FBI director. Yep. Yep. Everybody thought they had a homeboy in Kash Patel. And he showed y'all. He was so full of piss when he got into, before he got into it. He was thinking, oh, as soon as I get in, I can release everything. And then got in and going, you know what I'm saying? They were those numbers. Wait a minute. You're like, yeah, I'm not gonna release this. And then I love the talking point of, well, what about Joe Biden? Joe Biden was in there for 4 years. Joe Biden could have released the files. There's only one party who ran in releasing these files. One. Now you can make the argument, well, what happened to Biden? Why didn't Biden release him?
Biden didn't say he was going to release him.
Even if he didn't, who's to say he looked in there and saw some names that he was like,
Right.
yeah, you know, I'm not going to own this. Not me. I'm not owning this one. Oh, you want to push so hard for these files? Okay. Well, if you so happen to win, you own it. And that's what's happening. The Republicans own this. Release the files. Why wouldn't you release the files? Democrats, what Democrat? Well, expose them then. Expose the Democrats then. Do it. You don't want to do it because it's going to expose your homeboy for the person that he is. But you don't want to do that.
For Trump to go to the UK, meet with Prince Andrew, take his sand and said, "Hi, you look familiar. Where do I know you from?" We all know where you know him from because he was in the files too.
Mm-hmm.
And Trump goes, "Well, what if there's some innocent people that are in those files? Then you would still want to release them because you got nothing to hide." Imagine that.
I want to T. You know, we talked about this before this whole thing started about what we wanted to see.
Yep.
We talked when he got elected. He was like, we excuse me, we laid down exactly what we wanted to see, and it's just shocking that people are still holding on. Some people just don't want to be wrong so much that they'll just hold on to this false belief, even though it's crumbling around them. Can't
as much as I hate Kamala, and she finally actually did an interview for once, because I was like, how is she going to run? And she's not out here like talking about certain stuff. I know she wants to stay away from the whole thing you're pointing because she doesn't like it, and I get that. But you know what I would say? Oh, they don't want to release it? Well, you know, maybe, just maybe, the next Democratic president will choose to release them. Who are we protecting? Because Epstein's no longer one of his victims unalived herself. She left a diary, though. That was published.
And Ghislaine, what? I'm sorry, I'm saying her name all wrong, but Ghislaine Maxwell, yeah, the only person who was tried and convicted for crimes related to this whole thing. She goes from a max security prison to minimum security in 6 months.
Yeah, met with them. Met with the FBI.
Mm-hmm. A criminal. And by the way, Trump's defense lawyer and her defense lawyer, they knew each other.
Oh, of course they did.
They were on a podcast together. So it's the level, the rabbit hole that whole thing leads to. It's going to lead to some people looking at themselves and going, "Damn, what did I vote for? Who did I really vote for?" Because I tried to, for 20 minutes, I tried to have a good friend of mine. We had a very passionate debate. We still shook hands at the end of it, but for about 20 minutes, I tried to get him to say, if he's part of this list, will you be done with Trump and will you regret your 3 votes for him? He couldn't say it. He couldn't come to say it because he knows the possibility is there. He knows it's fishy that these files hasn't been released yet. Mm-hmm. Most people know why these files hasn't been released yet. But it's one of those things where it's like, shh.
If Biden's name was in them, they'd been released yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. It would have been.
If Trump had nothing to do with it, and Biden, Obama, and Clinton was in them, no Republican, no Trump, just them. You don't mean to tell me before he pardoned those January Sixers, which, by the way,
After he said he wasn't going to.
two cops died in that whole thing, by the way. We love the police so much. But we know before he even did that, those files would have been released to the public.
Right.
We know this. It wasn't released. Why? It's the why that got people in the pretzel tea. And me personally, I love it. Because we tried to tell you. It's is fuck around and find out. FAFO. That's what it is right now.
Yep. And he's so pro-life, but he's going to take food benefits away from many millions and millions of hardworking Americans that, need it because they work their butts off and then they don't have enough to feed their household. Taking those, but he's pro-life, right? He's pro-life. So he's going to pull Israel on America. Sorry, not sorry. Yes, I said it. You're going to let Americans starve, not have health insurance. For what? Oh, to get rid of overpopulation? Is that what we're doing? Because that's the only thing I can think of.
The problem there, T, is a lot of pro-lifers aren't really pro-lifers. They only use that to show that they are against abortion. That's all that they use that word.
They believe in the death penalty. How does that?
Because when you say pro-life, the problem is that you don't just have to be pro-life from when a baby is in the womb. You have to be pro-life from the womb to the tomb. It's not just the babies you have to look at when you call yourself pro-life. You have to look at the elderly. You have to look at the disabled. You have to look at the everyday person, working person, or non-working person, just everyday person in general. You have to care about life as a whole. But they only say that because they only care about babies in the womb. And they're more anti-abortion than pro-life.
I understand, I'm not so big on abortion, but that's because it's not for me. But I'm not going to tell another woman that it's for her, not for her, because I don't know her. And I know what happens to kids in foster care. You growing up without a mom or a dad and in a facility all your life, like getting what, who knows what happened to you, getting sent off to foster parents that weren't really checked out, stuff like that, because there's such an abundance of children in the world that their parents didn't want them, or their mom passed away giving birth or something like that. But they say, oh, it's I mean, okay, let's be honest. How many mothers are single mothers? A lot. And it doesn't have to do with, oh, they're withholding the child from the father. No, it has to do with the father wasn't adult enough to be a dad. But she bears all the weight because why? She's the one that had the baby. And that's the way they look at it. But because you're a single mom, now Trump's going to do away with all that stuff.
And T, that is the stereotype of single mothers too, right?
Yep.
Like they just try to keep the baby away from the dad, and they're just being vindictive because the dad probably moved on and she can't handle it and she's just mad. Same thing with child support.
Right. But if you're not going to be there for the kid, then you should pay child support. That's the way I look at it. But they don't want you to do that either. They don't. No. It's harder out here for a single mom than anything. You know, I don't. It just sucks because we have all these stereotypes, all these opinions, all these beliefs, and I get that. I get that. However, it's not your life to live. It's theirs. And who are you to say that their life is less valuable than yours? Because it's not. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. And I mean no disrespect to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk wasn't a politician. He wasn't a governor. He wasn't. All he did was go to campuses. Hey, Lauricia.
Hey, Lauricia.
And go to different campuses, practice freedom of speech. You know, also practice Christianity, or I guess when politics and religion shouldn't go hand in hand. But that's besides the point. Going from campus to campus, he didn't care whether he spewed hate or not. He just let it flow with the students. He was hated for it, of course, but at the same time, now I forgot my train of thought. At the same time, he's not a politician. He's not a governor or anything. But yet, we had 4 politicians shot. 2 of them passed away. 2 of them ended up surviving. Was there half mass flag flown for them? No. There was another one. When Nancy Pelosi's husband nearly died. Did they do it for him? No.
And they were.
Why is it all of a sudden somebody that, because the way Donald Trump looks at it is if it wasn't for Charlie Kirk, he wouldn't have made it back into office. So because they asked, oh, I did it. No, I think you did it for brownie points. I think this whole situation is for you to get brownie points. Political ploy. That's all I see it as. One side or the other. They do it. They do it. They find a disaster and they cling their name to it, saying, oh, well, I did this over the other side. Although I do not see the left doing that more than the right. However, some of their things aren't as great as the other side, but they spew less hate. They I don't see them wanting to unalive people just because they're different. I don't see that they want to take away from a single mom, or the right for a woman to decide whether she's fit to be a mom or she's got health issues to be a mom, stuff like that. It's really none of anybody's concern other than hers and the person she's having a baby with. And 9 times out of 10, if a woman's getting an abortion, guess who asked for it? Sure wasn't the woman. It was the man.
And
so,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You can't tell me that a woman or even a child, let's go there, gets abused, gets pregnant, and you're going to force them to have that baby? Already going through mental stuff, going through the traumas and the trials and tribulations of even being violated like that. And now you're forced to deal with that 24/7 with the womb, with a baby in the womb. That don't seem right to me. I could never force somebody to say, oh, well, even though, it wasn't consensual and stuff, you're still going to have to give birth to the baby.
And T, I feel like some people, when they think of people, well, women getting abortions, I feel like some people think that they're just like skipping, la 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 la, and they're just skipping to the clinic. Like, wait a minute, you know that there's a process to that, right? I mean, number one, there's only but so long in the pregnancy that you could do that for, right? The time limit to when you can legally get one. That's number one. And number two, you have to, there's a process to it. You have to hear the heartbeat, I think, twice. I think you have to go through a sonogram twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, now it is, but
Like,
before it was like you had to do it in your first 2 terms. Once you reach the 3rd term, you no longer could do it.
yeah,
And then they cut it down to what is it, the 1st term, and then you couldn't have it anymore. And that's the first 2 heartbeats is the 1st term. So
yeah,
the first
see,
3 months.
right. And see, and my point is that they've made it incredibly difficult for that. So when people think of these things, people think that people's just skipping happily to the clinic. Like, no, this is serious. This is a serious thing. And yeah. I love everything that you're saying right now, T. You preaching. 4 people in here right now. I think they all agree. You preaching in here right now.
I don't know. I try to look at the world a different in rose-colored glasses anymore. It's all bright and shiny, right? No, it's not. I've always been a firm believer, like, you can't tell somebody how to live their life because you're not living it. It's not you. You don't know what trials, tribulations one has gone through. One might go through. And I especially don't believe in a rich person telling a poor person how to survive. I just don't agree with it. Unless you're going to give me some of that money, don't you tell me nothing. And
that was part of the criticism I had when he first got on the scene. Oh, he's a billionaire. He gonna make the country rich. Like, well, okay.
No.
You think that's how that works? All right. Sure, buddy. Yeah.
We're the scum of the earth, you know.
Billionaire cares about you and is gonna have policies directed towards you. Yeah, okay. Sure. Right.
Like, oh yeah, I want women to start having babies. I'm gonna give them $5,000. Well, maybe they don't want to have babies. Seeing society now as it is.
Hey, Republicans, what happened to the check that we were supposed to get for the Doge stuff that Elon was doing?
Wasn't
we supposed to get like a refund check for that or something like that?
No.
Oh.
No.
I thought I heard something. I thought I heard something like that when it first started. But
but no.
Oh, yeah.
You're not getting that.
No. I was hoping for it. You know?
Come on, yeah. You really hope. Everybody would hope that they were getting it, but they're not getting it. There's no way they're getting it. Because the government entities that they were looking into, they make sure that you're a citizen. They don't just give for no reason. So the premise of them having a whole bunch of immigrants over here just collecting money, maybe in certain states they do. I don't know. But I've never, I wish I could just say I'm from a different country and give me money. But that's not how it works. Like, you really have to show that you're here legally, not illegally. And let's be honest. Okay, this whole ICE stuff and these whole job stuff, that's another form of freaking genocide. Like, you're trying to abolish a whole certain criteria out of our country when we were the ones that said, hey, if you don't agree with your government, you can come over here and be free. That's what America was for at one point in time. Now we forgot about that. Oh, that's right. Because it was less I did, not the rights. The right wasn't getting any money. That's why. Mhm.
Picture this: a
Mhm.
country that has a leader, and the leader has the country's military go into certain cities and certain states and starts enacting his rule in his way that he sees fits, and he starts enacting them almost as like martial law. Now, when you think of that, you might think of China, communist China, or you might think of communist Russia. But in reality, that's going on right here in the USA with these ICE raids. It's the same thing. It's even
I
worse
mean,
if they're masked.
and calling it, oh, we're cleaning up the crime rates. Okay, some people are for it, and okay, like the ones that have to live in those cities, if they're for it, cool. I'm not going to hold that against them. But why, in the same sense, are they covering their face? They are not. They work for a government entity.
Mhm.
You don't see SWAT do it. You don't see the National Guard do it. You don't see any of them do it unless, well, the National Guard, unless they got their whole gear on. Then they wear one where their face is cut out, but still, you know what I mean? Like, it's not all covered. And ICE is their faces always covered. And why is that? I mean, isn't that like you say MS-13 or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, that would worry me. Then I'm not going in the hands of some trafficker, some MS-13 gang member. How do I know who you are when I don't see a badge, a name, nothing, a face, nothing? No face, no case, I guess. That type of deal. And you're giving these guys permission to use extreme forces necessary.
Hmm.
That's dangerous.
Republicans, you've lost the Mexican vote for at least the next generation. You've lost the Mexican vote.
You want to be honest, you kind of need that vote because, hey, without the Latino little check mark, next to white people, guess what? Little do you know, we're the minority.
That vote is gone. Okay. They are not happy. They are upset.
Yep.
They've seen their abuelas and they've seen their tias. They've seen all their family. Well, some of their family members go on to a country. Some of them has gone back to a country that they don't know about, never stepped foot in, except that when they were like little babies. Yeah, you've lost the Mexican vote. You've lost the Hispanic vote. So you can scratch that out. But if people think that the ICE raids are just going to start and stop with Mexicans, quote unquote, illegal immigrants, Jesus, you don't understand history, because history has a habit of repeating itself. And if you think they're just there specifically to get illegal immigrants, you're so wrong. You're so wrong. So,
And like I was telling you the other day, coming from my child feels like we're going to go into another civil war. And that it's sad. It's sad that we're going to have to see that again if it does happen. And if we are the way it's going, if you keep on pointing saying, oh, they're leftists, oh, they're this. Okay, dude may be radicalized, but guess where he came from? A MAGA family. You cannot try to wash that away at all. I live in the state that it happened in. We're a conservative state. How I belong here, I'll never know. But even my parents were never conservative, but it's a conservative state. And he came from a MAGA family. He may have been radicalized, but you can't automatically assume that it's for the left.
but pretty eyes, he went to a liberal college. He went to a Democrat college.
And how are we supposed to believe that? Like, just because they say it, that's what they teach you?
Come on now.
I mean, that's really what it is they say that all colleges are indoctrinated for the Democrats and all this other dumb stuff. Because it's the way they get their propaganda going, you know? I mean, my head is gonna explode because
Because you're trying to wrap your head around something that doesn't quite make sense.
it's like putting a round peg in a square.
And anytime you do that, you're going to have a migraine, if not a mini stroke. So just.
And I talk to my kid a lot because, you know, my kid does come from a part of the community that a lot of people don't look too fondly on, you know, because they've been demonized. But they're human just like everybody else. Just because they're different doesn't mean that they're, I mean, because if you really technically want to go there about the school shootings and about, assassinations and whatnot, there have only been 5 that were from the LGBTQIA community. Okay, that alphabet community, because I can't say all them letters. That's too much. But coming from that community, there's only been 5. But you want to talk about how many male Republicans that have done it? A lot more than 5. Just saying, they're the number 1 killer. Sorry, not sorry. And another thing is I feel like I don't see what's wrong with us like getting to vote on laws. I don't know why we got so many people in Congress and Senate and all that stuff that are supposed to speak for us, but they don't know any, the world. They don't know how a certain law is going to affect one person or another. And I think like the real laws that we're only supposed to have is thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, those laws. But when you go into telling people how to live, how to love, what to do with their body, what not to do with their body. I mean, hello, in 2020, weren't people told what to do with their bodies? Weren't they told it was mandatory to do something? And a lot of them didn't because they were for Donald Trump and don't take the devil juice, all that stuff, right? But he's the one that funded it, which is crazy. He's the one that put Operation Warp Speed on them vaccines. Now he's taking them away. Well, that's another form of genocide. Pandemics is another one. Religion's another one. Race is another one. Class is another one. There's a lot.
They were more mad. I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about that.
No, go ahead.
Thing.
What?
I was going to say regarding that particular jab, it's just funny how they were more mad at the president mandating it than the person who not created or speeded it. Yeah, it's funny how that worked.
And that got 2 shots himself.
Funny how that worked.
Yeah, a lot of people are still mad.
Because a lot of people, I agree, a lot of people lost their jobs, and I hated it. At that time.
Right.
A lot of good people chose their right to refuse that, but in the process, lost their jobs. And that was
even this whole okay, I mean no disrespect to RFK, but ever since he's turned from Democrat to Republican, or unclassified or whatever, unidentified or whatever you want it, undetermined or whatever he is. But his conspiracy theories need to stop, because here we go again. Tylenol is the reason why all these kids got autism, because got to blame the mom. The mom took Tylenol when she was pregnant. So we're going to have more propaganda with that. We already get like, oh, we're a hoe. Oh, well, we're a slut because we just let some dude nut in us and have a baby and blah, blah, blah. Or other things, amongst other things, right? But now we're a piece of shit mom because we took Tylenol when we were pregnant and we were supposed to suffer. When they don't have where's all the studies? I'd like to see the studies. Show me the studies.
See, I'm telling you, I really do believe that this man is getting to Joe Biden level of like incompetence. May I play you a video that went viral today?
Yeah.
Of him talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to see it.
I'm just going to share this. It's about 40 seconds, not too long, but I just want to share this because, again, this went absolutely viral today on Twitter, what I like to call X. Well, actually Twitter, what I like to call Twitter. We don't call it X. It's Twitter. Sorry about that. Been drinking this good old wine. Yes, sir. And I got it muted. Jesus Christ. Let me bring it back.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
Vaccines. Hepatitis B, again, that's sexually transmitted. And we think you should wait. I think you should wait till 12.
Oh shit!
Now, wait a minute.
Hepatitis B.
What
I
the
thought it was hepatitis. Never mind. Okay.
Now, when I first heard this, Pretty Eyes T, and 4 people in the chat right now, and anybody watching on the rebroadcast, when I first seen this, I said, what did he say? Now I'm going to play the whole thing again, but I want you to pay attention to what he said in the beginning and then focus on what else he's saying for the rest of the clip, please. Here we go.
Vaccines. Hepatitis B, again, that's sexually transmitted. And we think you should wait. I think you should wait till 12. I'm just making these statements from me. I'm not making them from these doctors, because when they talk about, different results, different studies.
So you're having sex with 12-year-olds.
And they have that too. They have that too a lot. But I recommend the hepatitis B. Take it at 12. Sexually transmitted. You don't have to give it to the baby when the baby's 2 years old. And there are a lot of theories on that, but not when they're 12. Doesn't make sense.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
So he's having sex with 12-year-olds? That's what I got.
I don't know. I didn't.
And no, that is not true. I was making a joke. I'm sorry.
I don't know what that one. I just know what I heard. And why, when he talked about hepatitis, he says 12. That's what he goes to. Not an adult.
Why all of a sudden 12? Like,
not an adult. Not a person. Just a person in general. He specifically says 12.
I mean, because even the HPV shot, you have to be what, like 14? When did my kid have theirs? 14? Yeah, my kid had it at 14. So why 12? I'm confused. And the hepatitis shot is it's the hepatitis, rubella, and the mumps all together. HMR. Yeah.
The man mixed up the hepatitis shot with the hepatitis disease. It's Biden level incompetence is what we have in 2025. And this is now 2 presidents in a row, 2 of the oldest living presidents in history, 2 of the oldest serving presidents in history, by the way. And this is what we have again. Seniors running this country in this free world.
Well, I'm just going to say his Republican replacement is no better. The one that's planning on running in 2028, they're no better. That team is no better. Absolutely not better.
But you know what? I can hang my hat on, T. Although there's a lot of tribalism involved in that, I can at least hang my hat on. A lot of people realize that he ain't no Trump.
I'm well, there's a lot of things he's not Trump about, but if he's gonna have a running partner that is about as asinine as Trump, I have an issue. Because say something happens to him, then we're stuck with Trump's bestie. That ain't even American. He's South African. Oh, but you want to deport everybody, eh? Well, get your little buddy and send him back.
Yeah, America's first. Even though America got to be first, but his own penis isn't first.
Oh shit!
You know, because his wife isn't American.
Right.
You know, his wife was. I'm not gonna be too inflammatory in your penalty, but his wife was, let's just say, a lady of the night.
Older bride.
A lady of the night over there in good old Mother Russia. So you got to understand the standards that we're setting as well. Say what you want about Dr. Joe Biden. She was American. Good old Michelle Obama. American.
She was American.
Hillary Hickory Clinton. American.
She was American.
I'm just saying. I'll leave it alone. Barbara Bush.
American.
Nancy
Reagan. American.
I'm just saying.
Good old Nancy.
Just saying.
What's his name? Carter's wife. American.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think we've had, but yeah, listen to him. Obama wasn't even American. Hawaii is America, but okay. Cool.
Hawaii is just an island, not a part of the USA. It's just a little island on the other side of the Pacific. That's all that is. American, sir. America.
Russia, but that's besides the point.
It is what it is.
Yes, I said it.
You know what I mean? I just, God, T. I love these conversations right here because it feels like we're just able to like vent on just.
Yep.
Like you said, the state of the world. The state of the world today. You have the perfect heading. The state of the world today, which is, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy right now. And so many people said 6 months ago, or 8 months ago now, or 10 months ago now, when he got in office again, they said that this is the golden era. This is the golden era of America. Does this shit feel golden to you?
No.
I'm sorry.
I mean, maybe golden in his age, but
that's about it.
I mean,
sorry,
just like with Biden, it should have been the golden age with him too, because that's where he was.
I'm sorry. Name it. Name what's golden right now. Name what's golden right now.
Unless you are rich, nothing is.
This country doesn't feel anywhere close to golden, and it hasn't for a very long time. Very long time. I'm just saying. Talk to me. I want to know because, listen, I love this country. I'm American. I tell everybody this proud, loud and proud. But at the same time, I put a lot of work and equity and sweat into America. You know, to see it devolve into what it's becoming, it's disheartening. And I see why there's people who's moving out of the country in record numbers. I see it. I see why. They have a lot more balls than I do. I tell you that.
I mean, Elon wants to do away with Earth altogether. He wants to go to Mars, baby.
Hey,
I'm gonna let him.
I haven't talked about it publicly, but the Elon thing just breaks my heart because I really thought that he was one of the most innovative, interesting people on the face of this earth. And then he let politics and greed
Yep.
just destroy his image
Mm-hmm.
for a generation. Nobody's buying a Tesla. Nobody's buying them ugly ass Cybertrucks. We wasn't doing it before. You think we're
We're
gonna
not
do it
doing
now?
it now either. That's why he's giving them to all the government facilities.
Right, just giving them.
I
away.
mean,
You get
us
a car. You,
driving freaking Tesla vans to go pick up the people. Just saying.
come on now. Are you ever gonna trust one of those automatic driving cars?
No. I mean, I wouldn't mind an electric car, but I wouldn't want one driving itself. No, because that's just like me flying a car. There ain't no way in hell. I don't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. Like they say, oh yeah, we're gonna put a plane engine in one of these buggers one of these days. I would never drive it or fly it or whatever.
And then here's what sucks. You know, if you're drunk or really high, and one of those things are driving you, you can still get a DUI.
Right.
That's
Right.
like bullshit.
Bullshit.
That's what that is. Bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it's an automatic driving car, shit, I should at least be able to. Well, see,
Because they feel like you still should be alert enough to take over the controls if you do. I mean,
right. They could pull you
hey,
over
what's
if
up, bud? Yeah.
they could pull you over if you're sitting in the passenger seat and you're just letting the car drive itself. They could pull you over for that too.
Right.
They'd be like, "Why are you not in the driver's seat?" It can drive itself. It's automatic driving. If you drive it don't matter. You got to be in the seat. So I'm just saying in general, yeah,
That's
Elon,
what the saying.
right. So Elon is just, Hood, what's going on with you? Hope all is well.
Well, I lost all hope in him the day that old Trumper was elected back in office. So,
Funny how in 2016. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, T.
I said ever since then, I really lost hope in him.
Yeah, and I love the idea of like commercial flights to space. I think that's pretty damn cool. If you ask
Right.
me. I thought the only time a person could see space is if they were an
Is it an astronaut?
That's
Right.
it. I
Because
think
that's what we've been told for all these years, right?
Right. I thought it was cool that you know saying you pay a big ass fee, but you can go to space for an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was awesome. The idea of a space station. Come on. That's some Jetson shit. That's that, Looney Tunes with the Martian.
Marvin Martian.
Yeah, that's that shit. That sounds cool to me. That's innovative. That's science. I like that.
But then, the conspiracy theorist that's in my head says, oh, how do we even know if they're going to the moon? How do we know if they're even really looking at the Earth? How do we not know that it's a projection screen in front of them?
Not
How do we not know?
Not a green screen.
Yes. And they just, shake it a little bit, take you up so many feet, shake it. Because I don't know how you could be up there for an hour. I mean, less than an hour at the most. That don't make no sense to me.
Mm-hmm. But it was greed. He let greed get in the way. He really wanted those. He wanted those chips for those electric vehicles.
Yeah, even he was falling into the if you're practicing Charlie hate, you're gonna be off my platform. Wait, what? Wait, sir, I thought you wanted free speech.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that? Oh, because I get he was a friend. I understand that. We may not always agree with everything that somebody says, but at the same time, just let them be hateful.
I could show you some George Floyd posts from Twitter that is absolutely disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely gross.
Yeah. I don't like that they. Yeah. Okay. He was a criminal, so he deserved to die. No. he was on dope. He was on dope, so he was going to die anyways. No. I don't care. Oh, he was resisting arrest. No. Calling him a piece of shit. Anything but a child of God.
You could never smoke a cigarette in your life, never touch a cup of whiskey in your life. You
Right.
can live absolutely clean. You could be a vegetarian and all that. Let me put my knee on your neck for over 9 minutes, and let's see if you're still going to be breathing at the end of it.
Exactly. And have 4 officers surrounding you with their knees in the back. So it makes it even more worse to breathe in and out. On top of the whole neck being crushed.
So everybody, he had fentanyl in the system. It was fentanyl. It was an overdose. Come on, dog. Come on.
No.
Did you see what I saw?
Okay, well, if he was going to OD, he would have OD'd. But how is anybody to say he OD'd when we watched the video? Like, you can't tell me that's okay. It's not. It's not okay. For a $20 bad $20 bill, give me a break.
I mean, for Christ's sake, the man pissed himself.
What happened to writing a ticket?
And the man pissed himself. Like,
right.
What more do you need to know that this was a serious medical situation? Drugs be damned. Stu Vision says Plus's face was directly in front of the rear exhaust pipes and the tires.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All sorts of shit like got in his system. Like, no, you're not going to tell me that it was that. Oh, he had COVID too. Like, what? we just want to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, right? Because in your mind, that's the only way you could look at it, because you think cops are good. Well, not all cops are good there, bud. It's right in front of your eyes. Right in front of your eyes. That was the biggest, most disgusting hate crime I've ever seen in my life. No way should anybody lean on somebody's neck, and then all the challenges they did, the George Floyd challenge, disgusting. You don't see, all people did was talk bad about Charlie. That's about as bad as it gets. They didn't do no challenges.
Right. And of course,
people didn't storm the streets for no reason. It was a reason behind it. Yes, do I think Black Lives Matter took seized the opportunity and took it? Yes, I do. But at the same time, we all had a common goal, like stop the hate crimes, stop doing that.
And remember, every person of color was out there in those protests. People think of Black Lives Matter protests.
White people were out there too.
Right. They think it was just a bunch of black people just going crazy out there. It's like, no, it was a bunch of people out there. They keep saying
the rioters were not freaking black. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, and they made a big deal about they were saying pigs in the blanket fry like bacon. Well,
yeah.
Did you see that video? Because if you did, I promise you, it wasn't a bunch of black people just cheering that. I mean, they were in the crowd, sure, but it was a mix of people that was cheering that.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, that became like the call, the marching orders or the calling cry of the party. Like, they said fry like bacon. They talk about killing cops. Oh, you sensitive, man. It's crazy how on one side you can call somebody a snowflake for being sensitive, but at the same time, when it's something that you don't like, you're just as sensitive.
Right.
Just as sensitive. Not more, not less. Just as sensitive. It's weird.
It is weird.
It's strange.
You know, and that's why I like it, what I liked about Candace. She's like, it's not about a left and a right thing. It's about a good versus evil thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, whoa, is she starting to come around? Is she starting to realize, like, confessing her whole life to one side or the other and believing all they believe is finally coming ahead to her, saying, hey, no, this is not right, period. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, this Trump experiment is coming to an end. It'll be over officially in 3.5 years. It could be sooner than that. I hope not, but I mean, it's a possibility at these people's age. It's coming to an end, and I think a lot of people is not going to be the same at the end of it in terms of your credibility goes, right? Like you're forever going to be linked to whatever this MAGA thing was. You're forever going to be linked to it, and you just have to accept that, especially when the truth comes out when it comes to these files, because it's not going to happen.
That's why they get called a cult. And I know that they don't like to be called a cult, but when you dot on every word that man says and don't see any wrongdoing on his behalf, that's cult-like.
Yeah, the files won't be released in the next 3.5 years or something like that, but I believe that they will be released in the future. And
well, let's just hope that maybe somebody that is on the right side and they do get voted in, that they see that it should be released. But if JD Vance is taking over that spot or wants to take over that spot, I don't see a how.
That's my thing, T. Whenever, I have a conversation and it's getting too tense and I need to just kind of take a break from the conversation, that's the first thing I'm going to. Where's the list? Where's the Epstein files? Where are they? It's always silence because there's nothing you can say. Nothing you can say. And yeah,
and you make yourself look more guilty by not releasing them.
Absolutely.
Sorry, not sorry.
Absolutely.
Like if it truly was innocent and all you had to say is some innocent people are on these, just FYI. But you have a right to know. Bam. And anytime Kash Patel is confronted, he either wants to bring up some, well, what about in California? There's a lot of pedophiles in your area. I can help you. No. Mm-hmm. We're talking about one person right now. Mm-hmm. We can worry about all that dumb stuff later. You get what I'm saying? No. Quit trying to, we're going to arrest Obama. We're going to do this. We're going to Arctic Fox and all this other dumb shit. No. Why can't you give us an honest answer? Yeah. Or, okay, since you have a conflict of interest, are you going to recuse yourself? Oh, you're not going to do that either? You'd rather tiptoe around that too. So the answer is no.
And you got to put them on the spot too, T. Fire back with them and say, get them next. I'll help you out. If I help you out getting those people in California that you're talking about, will you get the president right now? Will you release them right now?
Right.
You got to put these people on the spot. That's how you make them squirm. You don't let them just, meddle around and beat around the bush. It's easy to let them do that, but no, you got to put them on the spot and make them squirm. That's how you start to break them and get to them. I've debated a lot of these people. These are cult members. These are essentially cult members. They do not like going against their leader, even when their leader looks ridiculous. They'll criticize their leader on their time, not on yours. Just saying.
I just think it's dumb. I mean, shoot, we all can say it. We've all seen the Bushes. We all knew that they were bad. I mean, do you think that if they were on the Epstein files, they'd still have them released? I bet you they probably would, just to clear their fucking name. I was doing so well until then. Until their name, clear your name. Like, you're on them. You're on them. I mean, there's already been some files parts released about you on private planes, you sending birthday cards, which and birthday letters and weird stuff. Okay. Okay, whatever. We can look past that. You're an adult. He's your bestie, I guess. Blah 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 blah. Like that would have been simple to say. But no, you want to hide all this stuff? How guilty are you, really?
But pretty Al, what about Hunter Biden? Hunter Biden and his laptop. He was with whores. He was smoking crack. What
At least
about
he
Hunter
wasn't
Biden?
with underage kids? I'm just saying. That's a lot. Yes, he was a drug addicted piece of shit. I will say that, yes. That avoided going to jail, prison.
Yeah.
Because Daddy Dearest. But yet, you're no better than your opponent. Just saying, because you're in a predicament too, and you're not releasing the files. Joe Biden said he wasn't going to pardon his son. He pardoned his son. You said you weren't going to release the January 6 people. You'll release the January 6 people.
Day one. That matters. That piece of context matters. Day one. He wasted no time.
Right.
That matters. Just saying.
After he told America, if you vote for me, yes, I can pardon people, but I will not pardon the January 6 rioters. And then you go and do that? Like, what? Oh, so some crime is okay if it's done under Donald Trump, right? But if it's done under Joe Biden or anybody else, they're bad. You're a radical. You're a leftist. You're this. You're that, because you don't have common sense. Who's to say what you think is common sense?
This is what I'll say about Donald Trump, and I'll give him credit. Because he is a felon, a 34 count felon, and he became president, he has changed the look of what a felon is and what a felon can do.
Yep.
I no longer want to hear that you're not hiring felons. Oh, absolutely not. If a felon can become the president of the United States, a felon can get a job. I don't want to hear no more about a felon can't do this, a felon can't do that.
Well, unless you're rich, maybe,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
They're going to do
If
that.
he can be president, he can be free. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean,
what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
right. And I know for some people that's like, ooh, I don't know about that one. I mean, hey, we have a felon as a president. Say what you want about
not
the case.
to mention, he also has been implicated. But the person that was going to come forward to say that he her was paid off, and there went that whole case.
Jean E. Carroll. Yep, Jean Carroll. Yep, I know about that case. Yep.
Yeah.
Just saying in general, And I know for some people it sounds like we're having a Trump bash, but hey, I dealt with this shit for 4 years with Biden. For 4 years. And the funny thing about it is half the time I was agreeing with half of what they were saying. But I bet you they won't agree with a quarter of what we're saying.
They won't.
Unfortunately.
Nobody won't.
Unfortunately. There's a lot of tribalism in this country. And I think this is why it's so important to you. And we thank you so much for having this show, because we have rights in this country, and we have freedom of speech in this country. And rights are like muscles. If you do not exercise them, you will lose them. Rights are the same thing.
Right.
When we have censorship and everything like that, we have got to exercise it. We have to sometimes push whatever boundaries, imaginary boundaries that they put against us. We have to sometimes push against those to maintain our
others too.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
I said some more than others.
Right.
And you know,
Right.
it's sad. Just like the whole DEI thing. I think it's BS that he took that away. And for people to think like, oh, it's okay to question if a pilot being black, if you're going to die or not, versus a white pilot, and the black pilot is qualified, and the white pilot just, barely makes it, and they do away with that black pilot over that white pilot that goes, just barely makes it. That's what DEI is. It's so people of color can go to a job that they're qualified for, and the job can't tell you, oh, I'm sorry, it's been taken. And then somebody that is white, less qualified, gets it over you. That's what DEI is. But they'll tell you differently. They'll tell you differently. And that was my biggest pet peeve with Charlie. Like, you are totally mischaracterizing what that whole civil right is about. Okay, yes, businesses may have convoluted and made it something it's not, and so are you. Like, some businesses thought, oh, I have to have 50 black people and 50 white people, whether they're qualified or not. I just automatically have to hire them. That's the way he looked at it, and it's not that. There were so many black women, men going to a job, going to school, qualifying for that job, and they get turned away. And there's somebody that didn't go to school, didn't make the qualifications, got it, all because they were white. I mean, we were all created equal, or so we thought.
Like you said,
you've got these billionaires and trillionaires that want to decide, because people in politics, that they got money. That's why we'll never see a poor person in office, because they don't got the money to hold that kind of position. Period.
It's true. That's why I'm trying to get my money up. Because I know that in order for me to get involved in some of the political processes, if I want to be a player one day in terms of political donations and whatnot, I know that I'm going to have to go into some of these rooms where it's $10,000 a seat.
Right.
$5,000 a seat just to walk in the door.
Right.
You have to put that down. There are some buildings, there are some rooms, there are some conferences that the average person can't afford to get into. But but the people in that room, that we're not able to get into, they're shaping what it is that this world will be, or this country will be.
Yep. They're the law freaking makers, all sorts of stuff. We'll never get that. Like, you're making laws for the rich, not the poor. Like, you're taking away from the poor to give to the rich.
I'd argue the people need to be in there, or the people need to hear what's being said.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
I really think, like, when you run a campaign, I feel like anybody should be able to get campaign money. Not just because, and I know why rich people donate to rich people is because they know that they're not going to spend it on, oh, God forbid if they were starving or whatever. You know what I mean? I understand that. But at the same time, like, a lot of people, if they get money to do a certain thing, they usually do it. There's only a few that won't. And until you try it, we'll never know. But they won't. They won't ever try it.
And it's
So-
tough.
But I really appreciate that you did this with me because I'm all over the place and I'll forever be all over the place because this whole thing just really irks me. It irks me to see that we're going backwards, not forwards.
Well, yeah. And this is what I'll say, T. This is why I got to thank you for having this, because it's so important to not only just vent and to get out how you're feeling, but it's also you're exercising your rights right now by freedom of speech and feeling how you feel. No matter how controversial, no matter how taboo it may be or whatever, you speaking your mind and telling your truth, how can people not respect that? So I thank you for having this. And I know this won't be the last one. I know there'll be more down the road. And I'm just here for the ride. And maybe next time, I kind of wanted you to, you know how to lead a panel, T. You're very underrated in that regard. I like seeing you take the lead.
Thank you, because I don't see that. I feel like I'm all over the place, and I'm, yeah.
Next time.
But it would see. I can't even speak. It would be worse if I was doing it by myself. Like it would be 10 times worse. I could never get out a clear thought. It would be all over the place. So as all over the place it is, I'm so grateful that you did this with me because I wouldn't have been able to do it without you.
Well, it's no problem. It's my pleasure. Next time I'll have even more topics. You know what I mean? And I can help make sure we guide and stick to it. And yeah, I think this is a great step. I think this is a great start. I think anybody watching this can agree. This is a great first start. So salute to you for taking the time and doing this. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I won't keep you any longer. I know that you have work and stuff. You have a life.
You know, the working man, you know.
You know, people got to do what they got to do to survive.
You're right. You know, a great man in a great movie once said, "The working man really is a sucker." Do you agree with that, T?
Yes, because one that doesn't have to work can live lavish life and tell us peasants what to do.
Oh, Lord.
No, if you are a business owner, then you don't have to work as much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so I totally get what they mean. Like, the working man is a sucker.
It is funny how the lower you are on the ladder, the harder you work.
Right.
But the higher you are on the ladder, the less you work. But the more
Yeah.
you're paid.
And the more you're valued, quote unquote.
Right.
Which we're not all, we all should be valued the same. I mean, if you want to, like, you want to bring religion into it, we all were made in God's image. So we're all different for a reason.
I think that's the best way I could.
But,
I think that's the best ending you could have had right there. It don't get no better than that. T, Sunday, who are you going up against?
The Ravens.
Ooh. I'm sure that's going to be America's game of the week, I'm guessing.
I don't know. That's if we don't fall flat on our faces.
Yeah, you know, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm sorry, I know you didn't want to talk about football here, but y'all are getting disrespected kind of nasty right now.
Oh, they love to pray for your downfall, you know?
They really, like, when the sharks smell blood, I tell you.
Yeah, but we ain't going. We ain't going.
There we go.
I mean, just like, hey, you're ready to count it out, you know? And you got your win, your first little win there. So
yeah,
we could be happy that we're winning. We're winning something. We won something at least.
Yeah, yeah.
We're winners. We're winners for once.
Ooh, there we go. Yeah, let me jump off of that. There we go. Yeah.
We may be a winner in life, but you know, our football teams, yeah,
Who
it's
would
a
have
hit and
thought?
miss. So it's nice to win.
Who would have thought that we'd be
Right.
talking about this a year later? See, see what that said. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. Thank you. And thank you, everybody that came by, hit the like, shared the live, commented, subscribed if you haven't. Also, please, please, please subscribe to my bro, Jordan Live Bangas.
Yeah.
You should drop your link in the chat. He does football. He does random topics. He will be touching on David's little David story. Which will be really good because when he sinks his teeth into something, it's really, really good. And he should be further than where he is right now. Like, Jordan is my Charlie Kirk. Okay. That's who Jordan is.
Oh boy.
I am.
Woo. Lordy.
That's who Jordan is to me. Like, I feel like his words are what people need to hear. And on different topics, he also we're still waiting on the State of the Union 4 months later. Well, it's actually but yeah, we're still waiting on that. But still, he does politics. He does all sorts of stuff. So please, please, please subscribe to him. Like I said, I couldn't have done this without him. Yeah. So
link is in the chat, and I appreciate those words, T. That means so much. I really appreciate it. You.
And I don't mean to put like that much pressure on you, but because there's no pressure involved. Like, you just, to me, you're a millennial. He was a millennial. Trump's a boomer. I'm almost a boomer. And we look down at the youth and be like, hey, why couldn't we be like that? You know? So that's all I'm saying.
And with that being said, like you just said, that there's a responsibility pretty much that I have, right? I gotta.
You don't have a responsibility. No.
Yeah.
The only responsibility you have is to go live.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Hey, if you build it, they will come. And I believe like you should be so much further than you are.
I know.
So much further than you are.
And part of that's my fault, the consistency. But you know what?
But still, even the times that you do go live, like it should be that much more. I couldn't express that enough because you're level-headed. You're not like what I look in somebody that is younger. Like I told you, I hated millennials. I hated people that were younger than me. They drove me crazy.
I've heard similar.
Yeah, you have such a good head on your shoulders, and I know you have so much to offer this world. So
I gotta drop a
everybody,
bomb.
if you don't know, you heard it from me here first.
Yes, I'm probably gonna clip that. I'm probably gonna clip that right there for sure. Kevin, what up with you, player?
Hey, Kevin. Hey, how are you?
Thank you very much, man. T, thank you so much. I hope you have yourself a great night and can't wait for the next time. I'll be here.
Oh, and tomorrow I will be going over Karen Reed's civil lawsuit. We'll be doing that tomorrow. Because baby, she's not done and she's suing everybody.
Okay. I will be in the chat.
All right.
Thank you, T.
All right. Have a good one, Jordan.
Good night, y'all.
All right. Everybody, thank you again. Hit the like, share the live, comment, subscribe if you haven't. Let the ones you love and care about know that you love and care about them because tomorrow's not promised. And everybody stay blessed. Bye.